Hey everybody! In today's lesson, we're going to talk about central tendency, specifically mean, median, mode, and range. So all of this should be familiar to you. You've learned this before. So a quick review. The mean is known as the average of a group of data points. You might refer to it as a balance point. So to find the mean, we just add up all our numbers and then divide by however many numbers we just added. That's mean. Median is the number that is in the middle, but first you have to put the data in order, and this says ascending order, meaning least to greatest. So the number that is in the middle is the median. Now, if there are two numbers left in the middle, then we average them out or find the mean of those two numbers, meaning add them up, divide by 2. Mode is just the number that occurs the most in a data set, and range is just your biggest number minus your smallest number. So we're going to just do some practice, and you definitely want to pull out a calculator to help you with this. So for this set of data right here, it says we're finding the mean, median, mode, and range. So to find the mean, I'm going to add up all these numbers. So I'm going to type into my calculator, and you guys can do this on your own. 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 9 plus 8 plus 5 plus 8 plus 6. And I get 45. And then I'm going to divide that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got 8 data points. So 45 divided by 8 is about 5.625. So my mean, I'm just going to write it as 5.625. Okay, the median is the number that's in the middle. However, you have to put your data in order first. My data's not in order. All right, so I'm going to do that. So first number is going to be a 1, then 3. Okay, then 5 comes next. There's another 5, a 6, an 8, another 8. All right, then a 9. So now my data is in order. Okay, now I'm going to find the number that's in the middle. So I'm just going to mark off the first and last. Then I'm going to do the new first and the new last. And I'm going to keep doing that. Okay, I'm left with 2 numbers in the middle, the 5 and the 6. So if I want to find the median, I'm going to have to add those 2 up and then divide by 2. So 11 divided by 2, which is 5.5. So my median is 5.5. All right, mode. Which number occurred the most? Now, if all the numbers occur the same number of times, then we say there is no mode. That's not the case here. I see that I have 2 5s and 2 8s. So I have 2 modes. So the mode is 5 and 8. You can have multiple modes. Then the range we said is your biggest number minus your smallest. So my biggest is 9, my smallest is 1. 9 minus 1 is 8. Now, if you end up with a data set that does not have a mode, remember you're going to write none next to mode. You're not going to say 0, because if you say 0, then that implies that 0 is the mode and it's part of the data set, which would not necessarily be the case. All right, so let's go to our next page. So I'm actually going to have you try these 5 problems right now on your own. So just do problems 1 through 5. You can 100% use the calculator to help you with the mean. But when you're doing your median, I need to see the work. So I should see where you've put the data in order. So pause the video, do 1 through 5 now. Okay guys, welcome back. So hopefully you did well with these problems. So go ahead and check over problems 1 and 2. And let's see, you should be able to do 3 and 4. And number 5. Okay, now we're going to go to the next page. And on this next page, it's about choosing the best measure of central tendency. So I'm just going to read that top section with you. For any data set, you can perform the analysis to come up with a value for each average. However, here are a few basic guidelines to help you choose the most appropriate form of central tendency to describe your data. And we're going to be talking about, in this case, we're not talking about range, whether or not you should use the mean, median, or mode, those three, to represent your data. So number 1 says for a normal random distribution of data, one that is evenly distributed, then the mean, I'll write the word mean on that line, the mean is preferred. But if you have a data set that's skewed, then a median would be more appropriate here than the mean. A skewed data set is one where we have extreme data points, and that causes the mean value to be much more extreme than the median and therefore less central. So like if you have a bunch of data that's skewed high, but you have a few data points that are low, or vice versa, then a median may be better. But if most of the data is around the same area, then mean is what you want to use. Now, and then the final one, number 3, the mode, we definitely are going to use that for non-numerical data. It says, for example, most common car in a parking lot, or what's your favorite color? So that is when you would want to use the mode. All right, so let's look at this problem here. It says donations were collected for the sports fund. Mr. Wilson was able to collect 7 donations in the amounts of 106, 100, 10, 20, 54, 165, 184, and 200. Which measure of central tendency would be best? So not mode, because these are numbers, not different categories. So it's either mean or median. So do you feel like all the data is pretty much in the same range, or is it skewed, or is it evenly distributed? It may be helpful if let's organize the data. Let's put it in order. So I see 10, 20, 54, then we've got 100, 106, we've got 165, 184, and 200. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there's all of our data points. Do you feel like it's evenly distributed? So we've got 10, 20, and 54. Those are all less than half of 100. Then we've got the 100 and 106 kind of close together. And then the 165 on up to the 200. So for this one, I think median would be the most appropriate. Because the data, I would not say the data is evenly distributed, okay? So we would go probably with median here. What about in number 2? As a basketball player for her school's varsity team, Riley scored the following points in her last 8 games. So 16, 12, 12, 18, 14, 21, 23, and 21. Which measure of central tendency would be best? So just as I'm reading those numbers, these numbers here, I don't think I need to worry about putting them in order. They all look like they're pretty close together, pretty evenly distributed. So mean, we don't have to find the mean or median here. We're just going to go, we know that since it's evenly distributed, we would go with mean. All right, so let's go to the next page. I want you to try now number 3 here, and then these last 2 exercises. So go over those, pause the video, and finish this page, and then we'll check. Welcome back, everybody. So for number 3, you should have went with mode as being the best measure to use, since we were dealing with sizes of shirts, which is not numerical data. And then here are the 2 problems, the last 2 problems. So go ahead and pause the video and check over that. Okay, so if you have questions about any of your work from today with regards to central tendency, please bring it to my attention. I'm happy to help. You're ready to go ahead and turn this assignment in and then work on your independent practice. Good luck.